Hello, this is Blakey Rat.
And this is Rantis.
Robots in the News. We're going to try something new today. We're going to be commentating over gameplay of Legendary, a game that came out a couple years ago that I played. And let's see how that goes.
All
Uh,
right. This is blasphemy, by the way, because it's not a co-op game.
Okay, so this game starts out with a cutscene, and Rantis, I want you to give me your opinion on who you think this guy is in the cutscene. Like when you see this guy, what are you thinking?
He's a mobile phone developer, obviously, since his phone is tricked out.
Yeah, this game's pretty PDA heavy. He's laughing at his face.
So obviously, this is something that anybody can do is just bust open a high security door and cross some wires to get the door to open, right?
Feature, and actually later on they actually make a big deal about how, oh, you can get into any electronic lock, but those actual locks that have keys are impossible to get into.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because that's not completely the opposite of reality, obviously.
Oh, that's not the least. That's not the most ridiculous thing we'll see in this game. Believe me.
So this is Joe Schmo who works in this building. He's the janitor, and he saw this pretty box, and he thought, "Oh, I can make a lot of money on this thing."
No, I'm just thinking more like, is this, you know, is this the good guy? Is this the bad guy? I mean,
Oh,
just based on his facial
wait,
expressions and
wait,
what you're
wait.
doing.
So now he's gonna use his mobile phone to open the lock?
He just looks at his mobile phone every 10 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he actually has a key there.
So he's like a real world person then, somebody who is mobile phone
The
obsessed.
clock would have been able to get into it in no time by just elbowing it and wiring some wire together. But since
Yeah.
it's actually a lock, he has to do this weird mystical key insertion thing.
Also, he kind of looked like a little kid trying to figure out how to put a square block in a round hole for a second there. He's like, wait, hold on. I can get this.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was getting at is that so this guy's name is Charles Deckard, and when I started playing this game, I was 100% convinced that he was actually the bad guy. Like, I'm like, okay, so the game's gonna be this guy stealing this thing, and the game's gonna be I have to defeat him, right?
Wait, how did his sleeve end up rolled up?
Uh, it's part of the magic of the golden box. Okay, so I'm actually playing now, but unfortunately, this is a kind of a tutorial mode, so I can't go anywhere. So you're gonna see me kind of walk around in circles trying to figure out where the hell I can go.
Wait,
It took-
so it looks like you're in a museum or something, but um, why would a museum? What the?
yeah, that's our power-up energy, so you use that to heal, and you also have like, well, I was going to say you have special abilities you can use it for, but there's really only one, and I'm not making that up. There's literally only one special power you can use that for other than healing, which is
Oh,
kind of pathetic.
it's exciting.
Yeah. So we're stuck in this room until this timed cutscene happens, but I was like confused the whole time. I'm like, what the hell are we supposed to, like, am I supposed to grab the box or am I supposed to take the stairs up? But the stairs are blocked, as you can see.
I gotta say, I kind of like
Now they're not blocked. Not great still there.
weird like shadowy effect on the walls. Is kind of neat. It kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of being underwater, except with flames.
Yeah, this game was made in 2008, I believe, released in 2008. And for 2008, it actually has pretty good graphics. Like, okay, now I can walk up because the lightning bolt struck the box and broke it. That was the crazy thing I was getting at.
Also, how come you have to do an actual animation to pick those things up? You'd think because there's so many of them, you could just like run over them to pick it up, but no, you actually. I don't think
It's a
so.
good question, and I can guarantee it gets extremely annoying when I'm in combat and you have to pick those up or die.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
Wow, get out of the.
Here,
Okay, so this is a museum.
yeah, this is a PDA, and the PDA has it shows a mouse even though it's all keyboard controlled. I don't know why, but the PDA has basically all of this information in it. I'm not gonna go through and read this, but here's the thing: is that guy who was grabbing the box, who obviously looks like a thief, like a bad guy, is me. That's the player character, right?
So he is a thief, though. He was paid to go in and
Yeah, I
get
was
this.
paid to break into the museum and steal this thing, right? Which is Pandora's box, and it's literally Pandora's box. It's not like figuratively Pandora's box. And just to
You know, it's funny. As cheesy as it sounds, I haven't actually played a game or heard of a game that actually did a literal Pandora's box as the background for the game.
it really doesn't make any sense, but we'll get into that further. Anyway, that's just the quick bios of all the characters that we know so far. But I just want you to keep in mind as we're going through this game that you are the one that opened the box, right? This is the player character that opened the box. So everything that happens in this game is your fault. It makes it a little bit hard to get in the role of this protagonist when he's basically the greatest monster history has ever known.
Well, no, he's not, because Pandora's box was opened once before, right?
Oh yeah, it was.
Okay, look, this is what I'm talking about. Let me just sit over the top of this pickup
Yeah,
while
no.
the rest of the game's going on.
It's
And then you just gave up. Or,
well, no. What's happened is my thing is full, but I don't know it's full because there's no really good indicator. But when you see that red glowing circle around the orb thing, that means it's full. Yeah, and I got hit by a rock there. So the way that HUD works, and this was really confusing to me. In fact, I don't think I even figured this out the first hour of the game. But the bar graph thing that goes off to the right, that is oh crap!
Health, right?
I want you to keep a count of how many people we kill by opening the box, because right there was one. There's two.
that person's like
God,
squitting.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's three. That's 5. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, there's another person.
Yeah, crashed under the gate. Anyway, my point is you are literally the worst mass murderer in history through the course of this game. You are the player character. And so the whole plot of this game is that you do this horrible thing that gets millions of people, and I'm not exaggerating, maybe even billions of people killed, and you kind of make a somewhat half-hearted attempt to fix it later on, kind of, but you fail at it. And you can see some of the great gameplay design here. That hallway, you can't jump over that bench, even though it seems like you should be able to. And it gives you the tooltips to say jump right there.
Oh, wait. So again, instead of, by the way, I like how there's just loose wires behind the keypads, like ones that you can obviously connect.
There's like 100 million of those throughout the course of the game. I've never figured out what gameplay purpose they serve, except for I think it might be disguising a loading screen. Like while you're doing this, it's loading something behind the keypad.
That's not a terrible idea as far as games go, I guess.
Remember when we were playing Diablo 3 and we were talking about how when you get unknown like items in Diablo 3 that needed to be identified, you need to run the identification spell, but it doesn't use mana. It just uses like 10 seconds of time, and it's really kind of pointless.
Yeah.
You count anyway. This is the same thing. It doesn't do anything. It just takes a little bit of time. And it just delays the game, and I honestly think it's there for loading purposes. Like while you're doing that, it must be loading the next area. But then you'll see areas where there's two of them, like a hallway.
Just like that.
Yeah. And it's like, this is Unreal 3. Unreal 3 is that bad at streaming in data.
No.
So I don't know exactly what's going on with that.
Well, yeah. Unreal 3, once the engine's initialized, is pretty good. When it's booting up, it has all those weird texture pop-in things while it's like loading the multiple layers of textures, but other than that, it's not too bad.
Some epic pre-rendered movie here, you'll see. So the weird energy that was going through museum and knocking down all the pillars and stuff is now exploding in the sky, and everyone dies basically.
Okay.
Yeah. That actually, that smoke effect was not very good.
I'm waiting for something interesting to happen here. Like,
not interesting?
Why it doesn't even make any sense. It's really the problem. It's like watching a bag of human popcorn. I mean,
it's physics awful. Like those people when they hop up, it's like their limbs aren't flailing or anything. It's terrible. It's not very good.
No.
And this also, you know where I just got randomly hit by a rock or something there and took a little bit of damage? Maybe one of these laser beam things?
Yeah. Well,
consistently through the game. Like, you get damaged for absolutely no reason. You have no idea what's going on.
So to my point, what's the deal with the random laser beams falling from the sky?
They just do. And you just saw there our first Griffin. This game has maybe 8 enemies, and Griffins are like 80% of them. Like, the makers of this game loved Griffins.
So this game was just a giant excuse to make Griffins.
Yeah, and you can't even kill them until much later on, like the 3rd or 4th hour. So right now,
wow.
we're seeing like cutscene Griffins. Notice all these new people that are dying because of our own fault. You
Yeah.
can't jump in your car. It looks
So
like
I would like to point out something interesting that I don't know if you. Oh, jeez. Alrighty then. I don't know if you noticed, but your bar thing was full of magic. Like it was doing that spinning orby thing, and when you tried to absorb one of those things right there, it actually healed you.
Yeah, it does that. So it'll automatically use some of the magic energy to heal if your magic thing is already full.
Yeah, that's kind of
Okay, here we go. This guy had time in that 1-minute cutscene to write a text message that says, "I'm about to leave the cafe, and a giant griffin came in and attacked me."
yeah, and he
And then
also
He dropped his PDA, and I picked it up and read his text message. It's
He
just one-
also had he managed to get a screenshot of a griffin in an old temple,
No,
obviously.
that was actually apparently in my PDA this whole time, and it just got unlocked or something because the PDA on the main menu has a whole system called random mythical creatures. Apparently,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Pandora's box is real. Instead of sorrows, it was filled with horrible monsters. Well, maybe you shouldn't have opened it. Oh man. Oh, we don't see Vivian like for an hour. Just FYI.
Is that like his girlfriend, Vivian?
That's like, okay, so the guy who hired him is oh shoot, I can't remember the guy's name. And he, oh no,
LaFang or something.
yeah, the guy oh yeah, now you get an axe. Yeah. By the way, you'll see a lot of Half-Life influence in here too, and tons of griffins. Look at those griffins. The guy who hired you to steal the Pandora's box was called Ormond Le Fay.
LaFay, yeah.
That's his assistant chick, and I think she's a double agent, but it's a little confusing later on because she actually becomes a good guy later on. But for now, she's basically your getaway driver. Like, that's her role right now. She's your getaway driver, so you have to meet up with her and try to get out of town. You can't kill that griffin, by the way. It's totally pointless hitting with the axe there.
I can see that. Yeah, hitting a griffin with an axe probably not the best idea.
There's a one of the PDA texts later on says that the griffins will like yank I-beams out of buildings to build nests, and it's like, really?
Pretty sure I-beam's not very soft
Yeah,
nesting material.
The thing that bothers me is that these griffins are just visual, like they're cutscene griffins basically. Like you can't interact with them in any way. And you'll see this a lot in this game where there's stuff that it looks like should be actually in the game, but you can't actually interact.
Wow, really? It's making a golem out of destroyed cars.
Yeah, but I think it's awesome that you instantly identified that as a golem, because I was sitting here going, what the F is this? Transform.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I love the car with the headlight as the head. The blinking headlight car as the head, because then I'm like, oh, what is this? Megas XLR?
Yeah.
Get another Megas XLR reference in Robots.
Why don't you just go and hide in a corner there, Blakey? That's
I
what
can't.
heroes do.
That's supposed to be going right now, and it turns out you can't go anywhere until he puts a hole in that building, which I didn't see because I was looking in the wrong direction, by the way. So there's probably some epic animation there I didn't see at all. But that's another case where you're stuck in a cutscene. You literally can't go anywhere until an event happens, but there's nothing to indicate that. Yeah, there's a lot of that in this game, and it's kind of confusing. Seriously, he's made out of like cars and mailboxes and crap. Oh, sorry, I go into the PDA to check all these entries as they come in.
No, it's fine. It gives us time to talk anyway. It's kind of funny though, because a lot of people complain about Call of Duty having cutscenes like this, where you basically just have to wait, and it's set up to be more of a cinematic experience where you're kind of, along for the ride. But when it's not obvious what's going on, like it's not obvious you're supposed to wait, like somebody's narrating to you. So in Call of Duty, they're usually like, "Oh, wait for the tanks to go overhead" or whatever.
Yeah.
In this game, they don't give you any kind of cues. It's just kind of like, "Oh, well, stuff's going on. Cool.
Yeah.
Hang around and chill."
Yeah, and I just picked up a gun from a cop that I killed. I was gonna say a dead cop, but let's be fair, I killed him.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was the information on it. Yeah, and I was there's probably more than a little Call of Duty influence in this game too. I mean, 2008. I mean, Call of Duty 1 and 2 were both out by then, right?
Okay, there's something you can pick up. What is it?
It's just another gun, so it's more ammo for my gun.
Oh, 85 rounds though. Hey.
Oh yeah.
And of course, cops carry around just like wooden crates of ammo, right? That's perfectly normal.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and of course you can shoot a plank like that, and it makes the soda machine fall in the fire, which somehow puts it out.
It also puts it out and conveniently makes a perfect replacement for the stairs, right?
Yeah, it lands perfectly, but it's like, oh yeah. think this takes me a couple tries if I remember right. Oh no, I did on the first try. There's one later on that takes me trouble.
I gotta admit, I kind of like the jumping animation on that while you're sprinting. It seems more realistic. You don't actually get any extra height. You just get more of the like forward.
Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a really minor complaint about a lot of games, but at least they kind of tried to do a more realistic sprinting jump, you know?
Yeah, I could see that. It's still not realistic because when you land, it's like you just instantly pull up your gun, and you know it takes a couple seconds to recover from a long jump like that if you're doing one.
Well, that's probably true.
And it's a really, you know, goofy video.
Let's see if his sleeve is still rolled up.
Yeah. See, now the funny thing is that these cutscenes are pre-rendered, so they
look
look quite a bit different than the game footage. So if they had pre-rendered that earlier like Faco cutscenes, I would have not had any question that they were indeed cutscenes. Oh, there! I'm learning my first and only power.
Which is like stun? What is that?
It's kind of confusing. It sends a burst of whatever the hell this amicus or whatever energy is.
Animus, yeah.
Whatever, yeah. And,
I didn't even play this game, jeez.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while. And what it does is, if there's a creature, like if there's a mythical creature in front of you.
What if you did it to this guy holding the kid?
I didn't try it on the guy holding the kid.
You killed enough people, you don't want to kill more? I mean, really?
There is a thing later on where I tried to do mercy kill, but it turns out you can't interact with the guy because he's just a cutscene. So I shot at his head and it didn't do anything.
Too bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so you fire that energy, and if it's a mythical creature, like we're going to get introduced to one of our second mythical creatures here, which is these little fire dudes that come out of the ground. The first being the Griffin, of course. I guess it's the third if you count the Golem, but that's more of a boss. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I keep distracting myself. If you fire it at a mythical creature, it kind of stuns them unless they're invisible, in which case it makes them visible and able to be killed. Oh, but I'm really awful at this game. I'm going to say that right now.
Also, for being a giant, well, I guess they're not as big. In the cutscene, those things look massive. What the hell? Is that just me? Like,
that's a low camera angle trick.
I know that, yeah, but it's like they did that on purpose. They're seriously
really like dog size. They're like bulldog monsters.
Yeah.
And I learned later on, but at this point in this game, I haven't figured this out yet because I'm kind of slow. I learned later on that those things will keep coming out of those nests forever until you make the nest go dead.
Do you do that with like a pulse or whatever?
No, what you do is you pour water on it. So, and I'm not even 100% sure this, because now that I'm looking at it again, I'm not sure there are any sources of water here. But you'll see later on when I get back to the surface after I'm going through the subway. Oh wait, I think I saw the handlebar to the left. Yeah, okay. So there's a handle to the left that if I turn that, it would pour water on that nest and the monsters would stop coming out. But I don't know that. I haven't figured that out, so instead I just keep walking. And so those monsters will just keep respawning to the end of time.
Okay, well that's kind of interesting, I suppose. Also,
Yeah.
there just happens to be crates of ammo everywhere.
Yeah, the subway train that's crashed. It makes perfect sense.
Well, I don't know. Is this New York? Maybe there are a lot of gangsters.
It is. It's future New York, though.
Also, I noticed that that was kind of like a cutscene thing there too. You weren't doing any damage.
There are a lot of those. Yeah, see, that's my power on him, and what it did is it kind of, I don't know, stunned him and made him look bluey. That guy, I think he was out of range and didn't do anything. Anyway, this is a future New York. This is like 2050 or I don't know, something. There's like hovercraft, and other than that, it's like exactly the same.
So the subways haven't changed in 30 years or 40 years, I guess.
Fair. I don't think they literally have changed in the last 40 years. So why would they change in the next 40? I mean,
I don't know. It just seems
they're cleaner, but they're not different design or anything.
I guess.
What's really
fire
crazy?
alarm behind you.
Yeah, if I pull that, I think it sets off the sprinkler to turn the water off or to get rid of the water. Yeah, see. Look at all those people I killed.
You killed a lot of people.
Oh yeah, look at all
unintentionally, albeit.
No, I don't think so.
It's just this guy must have been really uneducated. You know, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, Pandora's box." Yeah.
Like I said, it's another thing I want to mention while we're here is that if you hold your crosshair over a dead creature, it still shows up in red as if you need to shoot it more. So you'll also see me doing that. So here's finally getting the lever to turn off the lava monster nest.
Did you even know what happened there? Cause
no, I got hit by they shoot little fireball there. Those blocks, they shoot those, and I think one of those hit me from behind, and that's what happened. Wasn't sure, but see now that the water's on it, it won't spawn any more creatures. It's dead now. And here's a bypass.
Loading.
I think it's loading. I can't figure out what the hell the point of those is otherwise. And it's not like you need to collect keys or anything, and it's not like it's a mini game. You just hold the E button down. So if that's a mini game, that's the worst mini game ever. And here's another one within like 20 paces of the last.
Well, okay, so that one I think is what the hell? Okay, anyway, I think that one is just so it's like, so you know Halo. God, I don't remember which one it is. 3 maybe. Introduce that thing where when Cortana's talking to you, you like slow down.
Yes.
And I think that's what the bypass thing is doing too. It's so that you don't get into a situation where you're doing active combat while the NPC is talking to you.
It could be. And there are a lot of those little mini cutscenes here. So in this section of the subway, the trains are still running, and if you actually walk out the track at the wrong time, you can get hit by them and instantly die.
Wait, so they don't derail upon going over the giant flaming masses of stuff?
No, but they will kill the enemies if you do it right. And the timing, like, they come as far enough apart that it's almost impossible to predict when they're going to come next. So, like, so far I've only seen them once, right? And I think there's going to be one in a few seconds, although I can't remember for sure. I'm just pointing this out as...
Waiting with bated breath.
This is an example of one of the places where this game is just kind of like, what were they thinking? Like, why would you put an instant death thing?
Wait.
Oh yeah, that guy clipped through my face, by the way, also. I should mention that.
I see that.
He, like, somehow teleported to where I am and clipped through me. There's the train.
Also, I'm noticing you have a hatred for aiming down the sights with the gun.
I'm not very good at this game. I'm playing on easy, and this is another... Well, I mean, when you're aiming at this range, you don't really need to use the sights, especially in this game where the gun physics are not, like, super realistic or anything.
That's true.
But, later on, you'll see I do it sometimes with the assault rifles, but I don't really do it with the pistol ever. The other thing I was going to mention is that I do learn later on that if you kill... another one clipped through my face. Look at that. Good game design.
If you kill what?
If you kill one of those fire guys with the axe, it takes like one hit. Like, they're so easy to kill with an axe, it's stupid to freaking empty an entire clip in half and then with a gun.
Well, I bet the axe is probably just completely overpowered in general. I mean, that's the thing about melee weapons, right? In order to make them even remotely useful... By the way, you notice these ones are actually bigger now.
I think they're the same size.
Oh,
no. A narrow hallway.
No, because last time
I hit him with an axe. Boom, one hit.
Yeah, but the last... Oh, maybe it's because you're crouching. Okay, so that's another good point, is your character... I mean, I guess he looks like a midget right now, maybe, but he doesn't look that short.
Well, I'm gonna be frank with you that I don't get this game. I have issues with games sometimes. There, I figured out how to stand up again. I couldn't figure out how to stand up for a while after I first figured out how to crouch. So, I have issues with game controls quite often, as anyone watching Robots in the News is probably aware. This is the person who couldn't remember the control in Portal, which has about 3 controls in the entire game.
Yeah.
So I have issues with game controls, and that's going to be obvious in this game a little bit. But this game also... Oh, yeah, there's a good occasion where I could have just been killed if I just happened to step in the wrong direction when I came up there.
Wait, so did you ever actually get hit by one of these trains? Like, do we know?
I don't think I did in the recorded video that we're watching here, but I know I did in general.
Oh, okay.
This is an entire playthrough, but I played like the first level and a half before I started it, which makes it even more pathetic.
You still didn't know the controls?
Don't know the guy. No, that doesn't make me look very good, does it? Just take my word for it. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna meet our next our 4th mutant creature now.
Oh yeah, is this the
It's gonna be exciting.
Werewolf?
There's 2 werewolves. Because not only are there only like 8 enemies.
That's a rat wolf.
It looks like a rat more than a wolf, but they actually call it a wolf, so it's not me calling it that. It's a Blakey rat.
I guess.
It's what a Blakey rat looks like in the wild.
So ugly as sin.
Pretty much, yeah. Anyway, there's 2 werewolves, and they're copied and pasted. That one's called the Lemos werewolf.
It's weak and ravenous from hunger.
Yeah, that's the gimmick, is they're weaker because they're hungry, and not because they're just, oh, this is the weak werewolf, and then later on there's a stronger werewolf, but whatever. Yeah.
So basically it's the same werewolf, except one is well-fed.
Well, one has a little bit of hair on the top of his head. Yeah, but that's like, yes, exactly. One's well-fed and one isn't, and the well-fed one's a little harder to kill.
Oh, okay, I see.
And those guys are fire drakes.
They don't look like drakes to me. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Also going to put out there that if these guys like came out of the ground and it was like the medieval age and we didn't have like guns and like fire extinguishers, they would have basically killed everyone on Earth. So the whole backstory of this game doesn't necessarily make much sense.
Well, I suppose that's true. Maybe somebody in the past didn't open Pandora's box.
I don't know, because the whole Pandora's box, the thing on my hand is the
Also, this is a really, really petty complaint, but look at your reticle really closely for a second. You notice the arrow on the left side sticks outside of the circle, whereas none of the other ones do?
If you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you click the HD 1080p, because you'll never, ever, ever see that complaint on any of the other video modes.
No.
But I agree with you.
Well, it's just
mush because they didn't apply I mean, they applied when they did what am I trying to say? The aspect ratio of widescreen, it looks like it's applied to the reticle too, so it's kind of mushed down, not circular.
It just looks weird. It's like, really? They couldn't get this done in testing? Come on, guys. Little things.
Okay, watch this guy who's hanging there. He's a cop.
Oh, is that the mercy killer right there?
Right, yeah, exactly. That's where I tried to kill him, and it turns out he's just a non-entity in the game. You can't interact with him at all. But here's why.
He's getting pulled away by a griffin.
Yeah, you'll see in a second. Yeah.
Wait.
Turn around. Turn around. No.
The mention is that I'm always looking the wrong way when stuff happens, because if I turn around, you'll see that that griffin is actually reaching in trying to get me, but I'm not looking at him. See?
Yeah.
Then I look at it and I'm like, oh, I guess he was trying to get me. Whatever. I'll just move on.
I feel like that's a little bit of the honey badger don't give a shit.
That happens to me in all the games that have cutscenes like that. Like when when you're playing like Halo 2, which is a good example because it's a pretty famous game.
Wait,
and you're at the beginning
what's
and like
going on with that?
he sprung a leak.
Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry. Halo 2.
Yeah, you're in Halo 2 and you're in the beginning and it's like you're in one of those Fako cutscenes where you're in
Just missed the submachine gun.
Yeah, I don't know why I was firing Molotovs at guys who are made out of fire. By the way, that was pretty stupid. I didn't see this hydrant until much later.
You also didn't notice the submachine gun on the ground behind you.
I'll grab it later.
Anyway, Halo 2. Sorry.
No, Halo. I haven't met Half-Life 2.
Oh.
When you're stuck in those little cutscenes and they put you in a room and they don't remove your controls, so it forces you to look a particular direction, but people are talking and doing stuff. I'm always looking the wrong way in those also, and I just mentioned that game because it also has that type of cutscene, and I'm virtually always looking in the wrong direction. I like cutscenes like this where it actually is a cut scene, like the game engine stops. Oh, by the way, figure out where the row came from. Like the game engine stops and plays a movie at you. That's the kind of cutscene I like. I can cope with those.
Alright, spread out! Find Deckard! Shoot to kill!
Wait, how do they know you're involved with this?
How do they know where you are?
Well, that's a better question too, but
The better question is where the hell does that rope come from on the hovercraft?
well, that's also a really good question. Why are they looking for you in particular, though?
They don't.
Also, what was that?
Oh, that was a pathetic Molotov throw. I'm trying to figure out the controls. Just give me a break, okay?
Well, okay. So to be fair, he's throwing left-handed, but why?
That's a good question. He holds the axe right-handed.
Yeah,
Good question.
a little
Here
weird.
you can see some of my awesome, horrible gunplay here. I am not good at playing this game. I have it on easy, by the way, and you'll see later on when I start getting frustrated because it's. Here's a spoiler pro tip. This isn't a very good game, but later on when I start getting frustrated, I'll start to just like randomly run around and like not even try to take cover or dodge or anything. And I'm actually kind of doing that right now.
Yeah, you took quite a bit of damage.
Well, I was retreating to heal there and shooting that hydrant because I think there were fire drakes, but I'm not sure.
Oh, that's interesting. So when you did that, you actually managed to pick up multiple of those little orbs.
Yeah, it has like a decent range. It's actually like a 15-foot range or something like that. Yeah, I'm not good at playing this game. I'm also playing up the easiest level.
Hey, at least you're shooting in bursts. That's a good pro tip, kids. Use bursts.
Yes. Pro tip. Pro tip number 1. Oh, and those are people I killed directly, by the way, instead of the people I killed indirectly. But the number of people I killed directly just pales in comparison to the number I killed indirectly. Here's a puzzle. Based on what you're seeing on the screen, where am I supposed to go next?
Inside the bus.
I think I tried the bus. Oh, I see someone saying, "Hey, buddy, get in here," but where is he? You can't locate him with the stereo because there's too much noise going on.
Yeah.
There's like 4 fire trucks, even though I shot all the hydrants, so they shouldn't be coming from anywhere.
Obviously, you have to use your pulse thing, and it'll show you magical places to go.
No, it's funny. It's actually just a door you go through. But it just took me forever to find it because you have to go around like this whole maze of cars before you get. There he is. Oh, I found him. You have to go through this whole maze of cars before you get to him. That guy's gonna be dead, by the way, in like 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. Just a. Okay, so the people coming after me are called the Black Order. You can tell they're evil from their name.
So they work for LaFay. That makes more sense then, because they look more like a shady government organization than a private military.
Yeah, well, one of the things about this game is there's 2 giant conspiracy organizations, and both of them are as well as.
So I like how they took a Harrier and a Hind and just like smushed them together for.
Like someone played around with this bottle kits, got out the plastic cement, and was like, "Yeah, what happens if I glue these wings onto my?"
Oh my god, that's funny.
So we're safe in here because the fire extinguishers are going, and those little fire drakes don't like creatures. And here's another where the hell am I supposed to be going? But it turns out that if you listen to this guy, he opens the door for you.
I don't know about you, but I just want to
He has this
go
horrible
home. If it's
cutscene.
still there.
Yeah, I killed your family. Sorry, it's me doing all this.
Nobody knows that though, really, other than the black people.
Apparently, the black person knows it because I didn't. Well, the dumb thing is because they're coming after me because I didn't return. There's me figuring out that you can aim. Oh, and I should. You can't kill that werewolf because he's part of a cutscene, of course. So the Black Order comes after me because I didn't deliver their merchandise. But how do they know I didn't deliver their merchandise? Like I couldn't find my escape driver. Like I still haven't seen her yet. Right?
You had an escape driver?
Yeah. So for all they know, the Black Order could have been like, "Hey, where's our box of
Death.
death?" And I could have been like, "Oh yeah, it's right here." But instead they come and start shooting at me. So figure that out. Like the plot of this game doesn't even make sense in its own way.
You look like you're humping him right now, by the way. That's pretty disturbing.
We should minutes later on when we see more of these and talk about how the ragdoll physics in this game work or don't work.
So they're focused on necrophilia, is what you're saying.
Where I was standing is beside the point. The wobbly corpse effect is in almost every single thing you kill. In fact, we saw that woman back in the museum in like the very first that had the wobbly corpse effect, and she was part of the cutscene thing. Oh, that explodes, FYI, as I demonstrate here. I don't even look because I'm so confident it's gonna explode that there's no point in watching it.
That's a really pitiful explosion. Just gonna put that out there.
A little pitiful, yeah.
Also,
you
was there like a tooltip that told you to cut their heads off or something? Did I miss that?
It's in the PDA. I don't know if I've looked at the PDA since I figured that out. The PDA, when you learn something new about a creature, it sends you an update. Okay, so here is fair warning to our viewers. I'm going to be lost in this warehouse for about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, so there's the update that says I have to take off their head or they'll get back up.
Oh.
Keep my axe handy. Despite that, it's a lot easier to take off their head by firing about 2 rounds from any weapon into it.
Wait, so if you take off a werewolf's head, they apparently can't get back up, but after putting lots of lead into them, they regenerate? Is that
But
what
here's the thing, firing about 2 bullets into their head will take their head off.
Oh.
So getting out the axe, which takes like 20 minutes to do the weapon switch, is stupid. One of many things that's stupid. So anyway, right now I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go. And I remember at some point that if you hold down Q, it puts a waypoint on your screen showing you where you're supposed to go. But the problem is the waypoint isn't somewhere I can obviously get. This is gonna... Oh, and I accidentally open that menu almost every time I try to jump, so I should mention that too. Anyway, so my waypoint is up. See where that orange sign is? Yeah, it's that door by the orange sign, but the question is, how do I get there? And there's a ladder, but you can't get on
Oh, there's some kind of weighted thing behind you, it looks like, yeah.
Oh my god, seriously? You actually noticed that?
Yeah.
I was gonna build slowly to that because I'm like, how the F are you supposed to figure out where the hell you're supposed to go? Because I think anyone playing this game would be as confused as I am. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's why there's a...
Discover, and this will be a shocker to you. I eventually discover it by accident while looking the wrong direction.
Of course you do.
After
Oh,
tester for your game. If you want a game tester, Give it to me. I will play your game, and I can point out every place people will be confused because I'm confused as hell at all times.
You got to put the dead body on there, though, right? That's the conclusion.
He didn't even last. What did I say? And he lasted like 1 minute.
Yeah, probably about one.
Yeah. Anyway, the way I trigger that power loaded thing is I do my little power burst, because at one point I just run out of ideas and I'm like, what the F am I supposed to be doing? Like, can you stack up barrels? But you can't. So, yeah, that's what I'm trying right now. Maybe I can step on the barrel, but that doesn't work. And so I finally just do my powered thrust move, and it accidentally triggers the thing and lowers the ladder down. But I wasn't looking in the right direction because it expands out in 360 degrees, right? And so when the ladder lowers down, I'm just like, okay, whatever. I guess I'm just going to finish the level now. I walk under this thing. I try everything. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
What? Like, what did I hit that made that happen?
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
It's not just me, is it? It's confusing.
No, I can see even so. I
This I
would
can
have
figure out,
guessed it had something to do with the like counterweighted elevators, but that is even a little bit bizarre that you would have had to do that because there didn't seem to be anything that would interact with.
And what's really dumb is I think that what was supposed to happen is that if I shot, remember earlier when I shot at that board, it made the board go away.
Oh, yeah.
The vent machine fell down. I think what I was supposed to do is shoot at a chain. And I say this based on my experience later on in the game where you shoot at a hell of a lot of chains. But what's weird is that if you hit the waypoint marker and you're supposed to shoot at a chain, almost every place in the game, it'll put the waypoint marker on the chain you're supposed to shoot at. But for some reason that one didn't. It put it on the door.
That's kind of odd.
Yes. Almost as odd as that guy's movements while he's talking.
So I have a random question then, and this probably gets addressed later on in the game, I have to imagine, but do werewolves actually turn regular people into more werewolves?
Not that they say anything about. Werewolves are just mythical creatures like griffins. They just come out of nowhere, apparently, when the thing starts. And here's a bunch. This is actually an area where until you figure out the puzzle, you get constantly attacked by them, so I'll be killing a few of them because I'm really stupid. There's another wiggly...
Their spine is just set up in a really bizarre...
How did they not notice that?
They probably just didn't care, honestly.
Well, you wouldn't think that looked a little weird when you're building the game. I was like, wow, maybe we should fix it. Like, wouldn't you be better off having no ragdoll than having ragdoll like that? I mean, to be fair, it doesn't happen 100% of the time. There's a lot of time where the ragdoll makes sense, but it happens a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's weird, and my guess is it's because the way they have the skeletons set up, they cause weird imbalances with, like, the flesh just pushes the skeleton around in weird ways because of the physics.
I'm not sure, but anyway.
See, that one actually settled.
Yeah, that one worked pretty good. So it doesn't happen 100% of the time, but it happens a lot. It happens with bigger creatures than the werewolves, too. Like, werewolves are human-sized.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I gonna figure out this puzzle? I've already given the spoilers to the puzzle, but unfortunately I haven't moved the camera up at all, so you can't see what the hell you're supposed to click, or what you're supposed to do.
You're supposed to shoot a chain, obviously.
Yes.
Just for those people who hadn't.
And I think, if I remember right, I think when I hit Q on this one, so I start doing my power on random blocks, because that worked last time.
Except now you're out of power.
I know, well that's a bigger problem. But those werewolves do respawn infinitely, so like if it is a power-based thing...
Oh, that's
so
true.
these guys give you power every time they die, so you can trade those guys for power, basically. And so they make a big deal, I should also mention this, they make a big deal about establishing that the werewolves don't actually die. Look at that guy's arm, oh my god. They don't actually die until you cut off their heads, but later in the game, they just die when you shoot them. And there's no explanation of why those werewolves don't need their heads cut off. And it just suddenly starts for about 3 levels, and then the next level you suddenly have to cut their head off again. So weird. I don't know if that was a bug, or like if they decided that cutting the head off on that level was too hard. Anyway, I still haven't figured it out. This is riveting viewing, I'm sure.
Where's my Q button?
I'll hit it eventually. And I think in this one, if you hit the Q button, it tells you exactly where to put the bullet. Oh, you can see the suspended crate, right? The container, you can see it suspended for the ceiling, but I haven't figured out now what to do. And as you can see, these werewolves come about once every, I don't know, 20 seconds or so until you figure it out.
Yeah, it's free energy, right?
Well, kind of, but it uses up my ammo.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I almost figured it out. Oh, and look at the waypoint is right where I need to put a bullet, not where I need to be standing. So it's like, why is the waypoint there on the rope? But before when I had to shoot something, the waypoint was on the door I had to end up at.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of those things where they figured that out during testing and then they just didn't bother fixing the first instance.
I don't even know. It might have been. Yeah.
Look at those amazing acrobatic skills.
Do it again. Shut up, dude.
Oh, you blew his head off.
Like, yeah, see there I blew his head off with about 2 bullets. And that's where I start figuring out suddenly you don't actually have to use the axe. You'll see in the future I just start putting a couple rounds in them to blow their head off because it's a lot easier.
Can you blow their head off while they're still alive? Like, can you just like shoot their face when they're...
Yes, and then like I said, for a large proportion of them, you don't have to blow their head off at all. They just die. But not on this level. That'll come on future levels.
Okay.
And I don't know why, like, they don't have a note mentioning that these ones die when they're shot instead of having to have their head blown up for some mysterious reason. They do look a lot like rats, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They're werewolf. They're not even furry, like at all.
No.
They're slimy.
Yeah, they kind of look like they live in the sewers.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're
Like they're furry, but their fur's all like slicked back from the gloop.
yeah. It's Master Splinter's deranged cousins.
Yes. And of course they keep coming.
Oh, look you. Yep, there you go. You blew his head off.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know, it's weird. Oh, there's another stupid jumping thing here, and I just figured it out right now when it's too late to
And now
catch
you're
it.
gonna fall.
No, but instead of falling, I accidentally, oh, I did fall, never mind. Like I said, about half the time when I'm trying to use the run key and stuff, I end up opening that stupid PDA menu because the controls are also awful. And I was too lazy to change them. See that again? Look at that. That guy's head just blew up. I'm wondering if maybe they coded this level so that after you killed like the first 5, suddenly their heads just blow up, and then you don't have to do the chopping thing anymore.
That would have been convenient, although nonsensical. But yeah.
I can't figure out why it establishes something. Like, it establishes the hell out of that, right? It's like, you see the werewolf, you have to chop off his head. It gives you a message in the PDA saying, hey, you have to chop off his head. It establishes the hell out of it. And then suddenly you don't need to do it anymore. And it's like, well, wait a minute. You just spent, like, the last, 5 minutes telling me I have to do this thing. Anyway, me missing that jump made this level, like, a lot longer than it was.
What's the deal with all the, like, random spaghetti noodle, like, steel stuff? Like, the stuff you're caught on?
I don't know. Why didn't I get crushed when that big steel pylon passed right through me right there?
Good question. I don't know. Super strength.
That's because the griffins are yanking off all the building materials to make I don't know, to make nests.
I don't know either.
It's just the dumbest thing. I haven't even learned that yet. That's in a future PDA entry.
Oh, that they steal the building pieces.
So I have to end up there. As you can see, I'm hitting the Q button to get my waypoint indicator up, but now I'm on the course here. I think there's still like 3 more werewolves though. God, it's so annoying. Yeah. They just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. I don't know, maybe it's more interesting to have werewolves constantly attacking you while you're figuring out the arcane puzzles. Oh, look, I killed another person, indirectly.
Indirectly, yeah.
Yeah, you shoot him with the camera, which was actually a pretty slick little cutscene.
Wow. 10. I give him a 9 for backwards dive off of a 30-foot drop.
Coming back to life, but I don't think the sparks coming out of his neck there, so I don't think he's actually dead. The funny thing is, based on the distance, oh yeah, see, he came back to life. Based on the distance I just fell when I accidentally missed that jump, I probably could have survived just jumping to the bottom instead of having to ride these crates down, but I didn't. And that werewolf came at the wrong time, so I missed my crate, as you can see, so I have to wait for the next one.
Yeah, you know what the thing about fall damage though is, it's like, so you could fall from 20 feet and survive and not take much fall damage, but if you fall from 25, all of a sudden you're dead.
Yeah, that's stupid. I don't know how it works in this game, honestly. I think it's proportional.
Could be. So, like, if you fall 10 times your height, you're dead. If you fall...
Here's another... Oh, there's another freaking werewolf while I'm on the crate. That's nice. Oh, they can walk on walls, too, by the way. They're like Spider-Man.
Apparently.
And his head just immediately disappeared, so... Yeah. So, figure out why these crates are on this crane system that makes them go on this crazy path around the warehouse. challenge mode there.
Yeah.
Does that serve?
It was set up that way by the union to be as inefficient as possible, so they could work the greatest number of hours and do the least amount of work.
Look what's behind the box. See, I figured that puzzle out pretty damn quick, huh? I feel smart in that one.
Wait, is there going to be a second one immediately after this?
Probably. Like, you'll go down the little hallway and about 10 steps past. I look behind me for more werewolves, of course.
No second one. I don't know.
I think there's a little cutscene here, if I remember right. There's some kind of stupid bossy battle thing where you have to fight like 3 of these guys at once. Yeah.
Each one of those claw attacks does very little damage.
Freaking dead end. That guy kind of gets stuck in the bookshelf there. I don't know if you noticed. Okay,
did.
I use my power to stun him, as you can see. And these guys, look at that. Their heads are gone. They don't have to be axed at all. They don't have to have their head chopped off. Figure that out.
I think those were pro skills headshots.
Oh, those are all headshots. You can see how well I aim the weapon in this game. Blew up that crate for absolutely no reason there. Another thing I should mention, in addition to there being only about 7 or maybe 8 enemies, there's only like 5 weapons. Maybe 6. I like how I was in position to be right behind that door when it flew open too. I'm so good at this game. Oh, there's a giant monster like shooting at that door. I wonder if I should stand directly behind the door.
Wow, you are excellent at cutting off stationary things' heads, by the way.
What am I playing? This is gonna be a long 4 hours. Ink right. Look. Right. It's not. You should download this game. You should give it a try.
Oh, it's too late. Steam Summer Sale's almost over.
Yeah, the controls are not. You have to like actually hit the axe at a right angle to their neck, which is why it wasn't working there.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so it's not just that I have bad aim, it's just the way they did. And of course you can't just cut their skull in half because that's not good enough. Their head has to actually be detached.
I think cutting their skull in half is basically detached.
Well, you'd think so, but it doesn't work in this game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what is the point of these electric locks? They just delay you about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Phone from the 70s there. Dead cop on the control panel with blood splatters underneath.
If you just walk by, you're like, oh, this is normal, par for the course.
Well, I'm the one who killed all these guys. A big red emergency button that you have to hit, of course. Doesn't do anything.
It just makes your screen shake as if there's a mechanical lock that's stuck.
No, you have to. It's like there's an electrical box or something. It's like very a Half-Life-y puzzle. And I'm trying to remember. I can't remember right now what exactly the puzzle is, but there's like
you were hitting Q so you could see the.
Yeah, this game is actually pretty good about giving you tips about where you want to go, with the exception of that aforementioned part where you don't know whether you need to cut the rope or not.
Is this person gonna like transform into a werewolf? Because they look a little sickly.
I don't remember if he just does that forever or if he eventually...
Here's a better question. Why are you sitting there staring at them for like 20 seconds?
Dramatic. It's a dramatic moment. Put him out of his misery, but he's a cutscene, so you can't interact with him. It's a dramatic moment. I'm paying attention to the environment around me.
There are a lot of people murdered here.
Yeah, there's a couple still alive.
I hear like bats or something.
And it's only been like an hour since the museum opened, right? So why are there Molotov cocktails? Like, do people carry those in the subway normally?
Yes.
I guess so. Like, when did you have time to make all these Molotovs? Why are there weapons spread all over?
There's always weapons spread all over in every game, though. I guess I can forgive that.
It's because there's so much violent crime in New York, right?
Yeah.
Even in 2050.
2000, yeah. Well, more so, obviously.
So, these underground environments, believe me, there's a lot of them. There's another. See, I watched that because it's an exciting little cutscene thing. Pay attention to that.
You gotta use your pulse thing. You gotta use your pulse thing.
Yeah, which means there's more fire dregs. Like the way that people mysteriously die in front of you just indicates what the next monster you're going to indicate or you're going to see is.
Except that that's happened with a bunch of griffins, except you never actually kill them.
Griffins at this point of the game are cutscenes only. You can't kill them. We can't kill griffins until we get a rocket launcher later on, in which case they start dying ridiculously easy. It's like this is a creature that supposedly pulls like giant I-beams out of skyscrapers to build nests. And then if you fire like a tiny little rocket at them, they just instantly die.
Yeah, a tiny little rocket blows up a tank, which is made out of steel, so I can believe that.
Not the little handheld RPG types.
Yeah, they do. They're specifically designed to penetrate. Well, I mean, if the tank doesn't have reactive armor,
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's silly and goofy in this game.
it is still silly and goofy. It's also silly and goofy that these guys just happen to be down in a subway tunnel.
Yeah. How do they locate? Am I wearing a tracer or something?
You must be. Yeah.
What? Really switch my clothing because there's something going on here. They don't like to do that in the game. There's no like stop wearing a suit button because you're still in that suit.
Yeah, you are. You probably can't take it off now. It's bonded with your skin after that whole Pandora's box thing.
No. Pandora's box is nice enough to roll up your sleeve. Remember?
Yeah.
Pandora's
Well,
box is-
so on a follow-up cutscene where it showed you again, where I made the comment about whether your sleeve was still rolled up, I realized that his sleeve was actually burned off.
Oh,
But
I like the rolled up explanation better.
yeah, it was funnier. But yes. Oh look, Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go down again because it's too much of a pain to walk all the way around.
Well, you only need one anyway.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna figure out this puzzle, like, before the game even gives me the puzzle. You're gonna be really impressed. I went to this ventilation shaft first instead of going down the stairs first, right?
Uh-huh.
And it turns out that if you go in this ventilation shaft first, I don't know why I checked my menu then, just then. I guess I thought I got an objective. When you go down this ventilation shaft first, you see the button you have to hit to make the door open for the people who go down the stairs.
The floor looks kind of electrified.
It's fine. Or see that electrical thing, which is like from Half-Life?
Yeah.
It turns off the power. And then now I can go down the stairs. So like the actual puzzle is you're supposed to go down the stairs, see the sparky thing, and then you're like, oh crap, I can't keep going, what do I do? And then you find the thing afterwards. But because I've played so much Half-Life and other type games, I instantly knew to go into the ventilation shaft first.
Well, you should always do that anyway, because that's where all the good stuff is.
I'm just impressed with myself, I have to point it out. Oh, guess what's coming up?
Trains.
Yes, actually. But, are you gonna get mad at me for watching that? Because it was pretty exciting.
It was pretty exciting.
It
It would have been more exciting if the train rolled over about 100 times because there was no rebar in the concrete.
The bus somehow the road there. Figure that out.
That was a little inside joke, by the way. Nobody's gonna understand that.
Yes. So this is yet another place where I kind of know where to go. But I guess once you start getting enemies shooting at you, you can figure out what door they came through. Now you know. These fire drakes are. On one hand, I was gonna say they're really annoying, but on the other hand, they actually pretty much disappear after the first hour of the game. You hardly ever see them again.
Do they ever explain why? Okay, so you open Pandora's box, and the gives you some kind of magical power, or like the mark of Cain, or I don't even know what the hell it is. But I mean, it's
Apologies there.
huh? Yeah, no, I know, but I was doing a relevant example. But it's just like, why does it give the person who opened the box this magical power and then destroy the rest of the world?
Oh, but they explain that because what it is, it's the safety that you can use it to close the box again. Right? It's a safety mechanism. It doesn't make any damn sense. But
Oh, and hey, look, Vivian somehow ended up in the sewer, of course.
Game. She probably doesn't even have her car anymore. Follow me and I'll get us out of the city. Oh yeah, now. Oh, this is a horrible sequence.
Oh
here.
my god, look how she runs.
I know.
Really?
Not a progressive game.
Oh my god.
So 2008 was like the Middle Ages, right?
Ugh.
You can't use the photocopier just by me trying.
Well, you don't want to like pull your pants down and sit on the photocopier.
I have a button that I tried. Look at the wall there. I wanted to point this out. Look at the wall there. I swear to God, that is someone's fast food receipt.
Where? Oh.
Wait, I'll look to the left again. I think I get really close to it a little later on. It's not like anything a normal person would put on the wall. It's not like a poster or anything. It's not like one of those, your rights under the law employment posters. I swear to Christ.
Also, I
It's-
just noticed something minor. When you pull out the fire axe, it takes a second before it loads the higher quality texture.
Yeah, but we were already talking about Unreal 3 engine does that.
Yeah, but you'd think for the weapons it would have it just permanently loaded.
whatever. I mean, it just does it.
Mm.
You'll just have to cope with that. I mean, that's what everyone noticed on the Gears of War games when they came out, and it's like, why did all the textures pop in? It's like, look at that. That's so much fast food.
Dude, that totally is a fast food receipt. It's even got like the ... like thing under the register name.
And why is that on 2 walls? They made 2 copies of that and put it on the walls of this building. It's like the guys who were designed to texture the buildings or create posters, they're just like, hey Phil, did you get that poster done? We need it for the subway station building.
He's
hang
like,
on.
no, but I did my expense report, and that's good enough, right?
We'll blur it up so no one can see the text. It'll be good, right? It won't obviously be a Taco Bell receipt. It'll totally look like an actual poster.
Yeah, it's OSHA rules and regulations, right?
So anyway, what happens here is that we get attacked by the Black Order, which is the company that actually hired us to retrieve the thing in the first place and never actually asked us to just hand it over. So we're probably being attacked for no reason.
No, so I think I figured out what it is based on. You almost just killed civilians there, by the way.
No, there aren't any civilians.
There were, because your cursor turned green for a second.
No, there's friendlies. I was about to explain that, then you stopped me.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay, I'll get it over quick. So I think the reason they're trying to kill you, because the guy on LaFay says, "Oh, I have very specific reasons to kill you." I think it's the reason you were talking about, because you're the control to close the box, and
Yeah, but I don't think he knew that. Like, I don't think he knew that existed.
don't bad guys always know exactly how artifacts work? Isn't that?
Whatever. I mean, the whole bad guy plot here is so stupid. We haven't gotten to it yet, but when we figure out their plot, it's so stupid, really. Anyway, I'm in a firefight here. There's absolutely no point to do anything except for hiding in that room. But anyway, I didn't know that at the time. So what happens is that this other organization comes in, and they're called the Council of 98, and the Council of 98 is the good guys. And that's who the guys who the huddle highlight green when I'm hovering over the Council of 98 guys. And you can tell the difference because the bad guys wear the night vision goggles that make them look like Cyclopses, and the Council of 98 guys wear like normal military body armor. And I'm really bad at Molotovs. I really should stop trying to use them. Anyway, it turns out if you just wait long enough, the Council of 98 guys will just defeat all of the Black Order guys. You don't even really have to move. Like Vivian here, you can just sit there.
They're probably invincible, aren't they?
I think they're either invincible or they just keep coming out of that subway train like a clown car until the enemies are dead. One or the other. And that guy who just roped in front of me, I think, is Lexington White Deer.
Lexington White Deer?
Yes.
Really?
Native American British guy. There it is.
Deckard!
She moves so crazy.
Area secure. What do we do with Deckard and Vivian? Copy that.
Wait, is that Lexington or is it the other guy? It's not him. It's another guy we'll meet. Sorry, I think I have my.
It's probably
character.
that guy right there.
That guy roping down. Yeah, sorry, I have my characters. That guy's a no-name nobody.
Afternoon, Miss Kane. Lovely to see you again. Now, could you please tell me exactly why I shouldn't shoot you and your companion right here, right now?
These facial animations are something else.
Lexington was a field
He ran out of money to do cutscenes.
You?
What?
Did that disorient you right there?
No, but it's like
Chalk drawings.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
the council was our only
So,
hope to stop whatever plan LaFay had
yeah.
for Pandora's box.
So
Lexington was
basically,
reluctant
I
to
stole
leave my
this box from
sincerity,
LaFay. I didn't
but
steal
I
it from
knew
LaFay.
too
I
much
was
about
hired to
Black
take
Order
it. Vivian
operations
turns
for
out
him
to be a
just shoot me on
secret,
the
like,
spot.
double agent, so she
The
was
signet
actually
branded
working
on
for the
Deckard's
Council of
arm
98,
also
which is
made
the
him
good
an
guys,
invaluable piece
who's
of the
Lexington is
puzzle,
also working
an
with.
unexplained
And so now
connection
they've
to
recruited
Pandora's
me
box.
to use
So
the
in
thing on
doing
my
so,
hand so that we
Deckard
could
and
figure
I
out
would
how
help the
to
council
stop
retrieve
the Pandora's box from
and
spreading
stop
out.
LaFay's plan in
But the
exchange
problem
for
is we don't
safeguarding
actually
the
own the
council.
box. The box is still
The
owned by the
enemy of
Black
our
Order.
enemy had just
I guess
become
because
our
when I left the
friend.
Wait,
museum, didn't have
so they were able to go into the museum and actually get Pandora's box without being
I guess.
like,
That's-
okay?
I mean, it does make sense that I didn't take it with me because obviously I don't have it on me now, and I didn't take it with me. But I don't get how they got it.
Stick your hands in the future, huh?
Anyway, yeah.
I don't either.
So anyway, now our task is we've been tasked with blowing up the giant metal golem, and let's see. After this cutscene's over, this episode will be over. But next episode, we're gonna tackle the golem, and of course, you don't kill him by just attacking him with weapons, but you have to do stupid little mini tasks.
Yeah, of course, you gotta like drop a car on his head or a building on him or some nonsense like that.
Exactly. Now the EMP things just make him like he's held together with electromagnets, and they just make him fall apart. And it's actually, well, I shouldn't spoil it, but it's actually a really cool cutscene when he falls apart. I have to admit. But yeah, that'll be. I guess we have another minute left here.
Yeah. Yeah, roughly a minute.
Yeah. So that'll be the
Hey,
highlight.
look at the cute dog over there, old lady.
Kitty dog. Yeah, they made their fake ads for Times Square here, which are kind of hilarious. And they made a billboard that has a gigantic "Your ad here." I don't know if you saw that cutscene. I wonder if they tried to get like to do, because in 2008 there was a big move to get like product placement in games, like game billboards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wondering if that's what they were going for, but anyway.
Possibly either that or it was riffing on that. It's hard to tell, but.
So hey, guess what happens? Instead of being on the city streets, I have to follow the sewers.
And it'll happen in 2 seconds. Boom.
Yeah. There it is. Good call. You had the timing almost exact, too. And, fun stuff. Okay, so that's the end of this episode. So we'll pick this up for the second hour of the game. And, we'll be taking on the Golem.
This is no good. We need to get above ground.